A small spacecraft, Voyager 2, is headed for its closest encounter with the planet Neptune. It is now billions of kilometers from Earth. Neptune is the eighth wonder of our solar system. No other celestial body compares to this planet in terms of splendor and surprising features. However, Neptune's once happy story has turned sour. Something is wrong with the ice giant. Some astronomers warned, but at first scientists couldn't figure out what was wrong because we were increasingly fascinated by the potential for life on the planet. The problem got out of hand when we discovered the rot, and now scientists are scrambling to figure it out, especially since the planet is so far away from Earth. What shocking discovery about Neptune has all the scientists worried? Could it be related to an ocean world believed to be beneath Neptune, or is it related to Triton, Neptune's largest moon? Join us as we explore something terrible happening to Neptune in 2024, and no one knows why. Scientists have always been fascinated by Neptune and have been trying their best to wade through the terrifying waves of mystery surrounding the planet to learn new facts. For decades now, we have been studying this remarkable planet, and almost every day we come across a startling revelation that proves there are still many hidden things waiting to be discovered on Neptune. It is the pursuit of these hidden wonders that has brought astronomers closer to a shocking new discovery. Something terrible is happening on Neptune. Forget it. Something terrible is happening to this glorious icy planet, and scientists can't get the image of this sad event out of their heads. However, we cannot talk about this issue without praising Neptune for its amazing quality. If all the planets in the solar system gathered together for a family reunion, then the presence of Neptune would be the most terrifying, without even saying a word. This planet has this effect on other neighboring planets and on astronomers who regularly observe it. Neptune, which occupies the unshakable position of the eighth planet in the solar system, belongs to the family of giant planets. However, the planet was not satisfied with this group and decided to place itself in another subfamily called the ice giants. Neptune is an ice giant and shares this honor with its near twin Uranus. In terms of diameter, it is the fourth largest in the solar system. Another distinguishing feature is that it is the third most massive planet and the densest giant planet in our universe. When placed side by side, Neptune comes out ahead of Uranus because it has a slightly larger mass. If Earth were to compete, we would see Neptune as being 17 times the size of Earth. While the average person would be shocked by this information, researchers have different ideas in mind. Many scientists have discussed the possibility of life on Neptune. The large size of the planet means that there is enough space for it to function as a colony of Earth if we were to confirm that it could support human life. When pondering this thought, we should mention that the equatorial radius of this planet is 24,764 kilometers, nearly 4 times the radius achievable on Earth. Once again, Neptune proves that it is superior to our planet. Neptune continues its winning streak by having a surface gravity 1.14 times that of Earth. The only planet that surpasses it in this category is the famous Jupiter. Many scientists have admitted that exploring Neptune feels different. It's almost like they're passing through El Dorado. This feeling is further reinforced by Neptune welcoming them to a new world, very different from the one we know on Earth. Additionally, Neptune cannot be seen with the naked eye. During the first years of exploring this planet, we had to use our imagination and the results provided by mathematical predictions. However, over the years, we have been able to gradually decipher the layers of mystery that cover this planet. This journey began on September 23, 1846, when Johann Galle first observed the giant planet with a telescope, marking the beginning of a series of observations. The turning point in our understanding of Neptune came in August 1989, when the Voyager 2 space probe flew by the planet. The space probe gave us a clearer picture of this remarkable planet and opened up new possibilities that we never knew existed. We have been able to explore some of these possibilities thanks to the arrival of advanced space instruments such as the Hubble Space Telescope, HST, and the James Webb Space Telescope, JWST. despite being located a few kilometers above Earth, the HST and JWST have continuously sent us gifts in the form of data obtained from various space observations. Over the years, Neptune has been the subject of frequent visual references. When scientists looked at these images, they discovered something interesting about Neptune's internal structure. They couldn't help but be excited when they realized that Neptune's internal structure was quite similar to Uranus. This meant that they were right in calling Neptune a twin of Uranus. A second look at the observed data showed that scientists found that Neptune's atmosphere makes up 5 to 10% of its mass and that the planet's core is made of iron, nickel, and silicates. This extraordinary discovery has left scientists baffled because we cannot live in such climatic conditions. This is a very dangerous environment for human life, especially considering the fact that the prevailing winds vary from 20 meters per second in the east to 325 meters per second in the west. If by some miracle we were to find a solution to this natural phenomenon to be able to live on Neptune, we cannot ignore the fact that most of the planet's winds move in the opposite direction to the planet's rotation. Scientists were still stunned by this discovery when another one came to them. Space observations have revealed that there are large amounts of methane, ethane, and acetylene gases at Neptune's equator. Guess what? That's 10 to 100 times more than at the poles. Additionally, Neptune undergoes seasonal changes that increase the size and albedo of its cloud bands in the southern hemisphere. Additionally, researchers have posited that there is a direct relationship between Neptune's long orbital period and why seasons typically last 40 years. Neptune is by far the most distant planet in the solar system and is very distant from the Sun, at a distance of 4.5 billion kilometers. Every 165 years, the planet makes a forced orbit around the Sun. It is clear that the two partners are not the best of friends. Despite the strained relationship between the two partners, Neptune still receives energy from the Sun. However, the planet radiates twice as much energy as it receives from the Sun. This discovery was a shock to scientists, as they could not explain how a planet that is 50% farther from the Sun and receives only 40% of the sunlight has enough internal energy to create the fastest planetary wind in the solar system. They are even more troubled by the fact that Neptune is hotter than Uranus. Based on precedent, Uranus should be hotter because it is farther from the Sun. However, this is not the case, and we see evidence of this when we take a quick trip to the upper regions of Neptune and the troposphere. Here the temperature can drop to 50.8 Kelvin. We will also see that at a depth of 1 bar atmospheric pressure, the temperature is 72 Kelvin. If we decide to go deeper into the gas layers, we will see a constant increase in temperature. Scientists are still puzzled by the fact that Neptune is hotter than Uranus, even though it is the farthest from the Sun. As they pondered the answers to these questions, they were struck by even more shocking discoveries about Neptune's moon Triton and its satellites. In the world of natural satellites, Triton stands out from the rest. It is Neptune's largest natural satellite and the first to be discovered by scientists. Located about 4.5 billion kilometers from the Sun and less than 4.4 billion kilometers from our beloved planet, Triton is very far away from us. This answers the question of why it has been so difficult to observe Triton with a telescope from Earth. However, the Voyager 2 flyby of the Moon in 1989 and the use of telescopes on the ground and in space have given us enough data to create a picture of this fascinating lunar world. Since Triton was discovered on October 10, 1846 by British astronomer William Lassell, scientists have never tired of the mystery that is the Moon. Almost everything about Triton is mysterious, especially because this is the only large moon in the solar system with a retrograde orbit. Simply put, Triton's orbit lies in the opposite direction of its planet's rotation. Unbelievable. Interestingly enough, if Lassell had not used his 24-inch aperture telescope to observe space, it would have taken us much longer to know about the existence of this magnificent natural satellite. Likewise, our understanding of the satellite and Neptune itself would be limited without the age of sophisticated space observing instruments. The appearance of space telescopes helps collect data about mysterious satellites. Scientists had barely recovered from the shock caused by this feature when their investigations revealed that Triton is the seventh largest moon in the solar system with a diameter of 2,706 kilometers, named after the Greek sea god Triton, son of Poseidon, the Greek equivalent of the Roman Neptune. Triton is larger than the dwarf planets Pluto and Haumea. Researchers find it interesting that Triton accounts for more than 95.5% of all known mass orbiting Neptune. This also includes the planet and its rings and 13 other known moons. Triton sits comfortably at a distance of 354,759 kilometers from Neptune and completes an orbit around the planet in 5,877 days. Scientists find this interesting because it is equal to the time it takes for a satellite to rotate around its axis. This means that one side of Triton is always facing Neptune. If we take a quick visit to Triton today, we will see one side of the moon shrouded in eternal darkness while the other side is bathed in eternal sunlight. It's quite fascinating. Our visit will also allow us to observe the moon's rather thin atmosphere. Based on observations from the Voyager 2 spacecraft, Triton's surface pressure is 1.4 to 1.9 pascals. This is very low compared to Earth's surface pressure of 101,325 pa molecular nitrogen, N2, carbon monoxide, and small amounts of methane.